Gràcies, Àlex. Bon dia a tots.
Good morning, everyone. I'm here to explain the situation we have reached in the negotiations with Leo Messi. First of all, I would like to say that the inheritance that we have received is awful, is dreadful. The salary mass is 110% of the total income of the club. We don't have any margin in terms of salary. The rules and regulations of the Spanish La Liga is regulated by a financial fair play. We don't have any margin. We knew that when we got to the club. But I have to say that when we got to the club, the numbers that had been presented to us after the first conclusions of the audit and our analysis, those numbers are a lot worse than those that were exposed initially. And those that we were working with. That means that the losses are a lot more elevated than what we had expected. What we're spending is a lot more than we expected. And the current contracts mean that we have this salary mass of great magnitude, and it allows us no margin. This is all tied to fair play. The financial fair play, as you know, in La Liga doesn't follow the criteria of cash. That means that's why we couldn't fit in the first contract that we had agreed to with Leo Messi. And I can explain it to you if that's what you would like. And then, in order to have that fair play, Barca had to agree to an operation that meant that the club would affect the club for the next 50 years in terms of television rights. And that has meant that when I have to make the decision, I can't make a decision that will affect the club for the next 50 years. The club is over 100 years old, and it's above everyone and everything, even above the best player of the world, the best player who's been with us over the last few years, and we will always thank him for everything he's done for us. The club goes over players, coaches, presidents. I wanted to make this little introduction, and I will answer all of your questions. But I do want to say that the reasons why we have decided that we have to get to this point of negotiations is that there are objective reasons regarding the economical situation of the club. And an investment of that volume with the contract of Messi was risky. We wanted to assume those risks. All of us in the board of directors. But when we have realized what the real situation at the club is after the audit, it meant that we would have put the club in great risk. And the salary mass has a great deal to do with that. There's no margin after a calamitous situation that was all down to the previous board of administrators.
Es resolen unilateralment comporten també uns riscos.
If we terminate current contracts, that also has its risks. And the only way to have that salary margin right now was to accept that operation, an operation that we don't think is interesting for Barca. We can go into details. But it's an operation that puts at risk the club for the next 50 years. We understand that we can't do that. And I want to end this introduction saying that Leo wanted to stay at Barca. We wanted him to stay. The fact that he wanted to stay, it was the first step that was made.
Va ser determinant, la voluntat del jugador de voler-se quedar.
That was a key factor. He wanted to stay. I want to thank everyone who's been in the negotiation, both on behalf of the club and on behalf of Leo. We've been negotiating during these last few months with all the little intricacies of a negotiation, and there were lots of aspects that needed to be negotiated as well. It needed to be compatible with fair play. It needed to be of a certain duration because he's the best player in the world and he has other offers, of course. And after all of this negotiation, this process, there comes a moment where you need to say enough. You need to analyze it rigorously with a cold head and look at the numbers. And in the Spanish La Liga, we have to abide by the rules. We think they could be more flexible, but that's not an excuse. We knew the rule, we knew the regulation, but we couldn't abide by it because of the inheritance we have. Leo deserves everything. He's proven that he loves Barca. He has his roots at Barca and in Barcelona. And if you'll allow me a personal thought, I'm sad, but I'm convinced that we've done the best for the interests of Football Club Barcelona. And now we'll proceed to the questions.